Good day, everyone. For today, we'll be looking at how to create this particular dashboard. So this wireframe was created using Microsoft PowerPoint, and the wireframe was inserted into Excel, and we created our dashboard. So this is a financial performance overview for Zone X company, and at the top, this is our header. This is our navigation pane. We can move to various sheets using our navigation pane. This is our footer, and these are our placeholders for our charts and for our KPIs. So let us dive right into it. So now we're going to go over to new slide. We're going to insert a new slide. One blank, and we're going to insert a shape. So for this shape, I want it to be 2.5 cm for the height and 6 cm for the width. For this same shape, I want to fill it with the gradient fill. So I have done this before and I have it automatically loaded. So for this, I have the white, and for this one, I need a very light gray color. So let me give you the color code to get this. So this is the color code to get this particular shade that we can see up here, while the white is at our right hand side. So I'm going to click on OK, and I don't want any shape outline, so I'll click on no shape outline. For this same one, I need a shadow offset bottom right. I need the shadow to be gray. I need the blur to be 12 and the distance to be 12. Okay. Am I okay with this gray? Okay, this gray is perfect. I'm going to copy this, Ctrl V. Now I need this one to be beneath this white, and I need it to be popping. I need the shadow to be popping from the left hand side, right? So I'm going to change it to offset top left. I'm going to change the shadow to white, and I'm going to make the blur 6, and the distance is going to be 6 also. Yeah, what else do I need? I'm going to change this fill to a solid fill, and I want a gray color. Okay, I'll bring this forward, and I'm going to highlight the two of them together. Align me do. Now, I'm going to group this, right click. Our next step is going to be to duplicate this. So I'm going to copy this, Ctrl V, Ctrl V, Ctrl V, Ctrl V, Ctrl V. And I need one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, and one here. So for this, for our medium cards, this is going to be 4.89, and 7.44. Okay, we have this here. This. So for this, we have 7.44 cm. Okay, we need this to be as long as this so it can fit in. And for this, we'll be using 4.89 for the height and 21.26 for the width. Now I have to copy this again. Ctrl copy, Ctrl V. This is for our navigation pane, and I'm going to ungroup this. Ungroup. Yes. I'm going to adjust this to our actual fill color. So this is the color we'll be working with, teal. And let me give you the color code for this particular dashboard, so you don't have to stress yourself. So we have, for red, we have 79, green 208, and for blue 196. And this is our hex code, right? So whichever works for you, use it so you don't stress yourself with the colors. Now we have this color, and all we have to do is to place it exactly where it was. And top. Highlight the two of them together. Right click and group them. Now for this, we're going to adjust it. We're going to adjust this to 13.62. 13.62, please. And for this, we're going to adjust it to 1.73. So let's fix this now. Okay. Copy, paste, copy. Now we have to align them together so they can look well arranged and well laid out. Let's go over to our header. Let's create our header. So let's insert a text box, and for our text box we want this to be zone X, financial performance overview. Beneath it we want revenue, expenses, and profits. Okay, and we want all of this to be, I want all of this to be area black, area black. Let's do 16 and see 16. Give a space here. Zone X. And for this, I want this to be 14. I'll just leave that 16 also. Okay. So I'm going to adjust this. I want this to be here. Yes, perfect. Okay. So moving on, I'm going to insert another shape, rounded corner. For this, I'm going to make this 1 cm for the height, and for the width is going to be 1.36 cm. I'm going to change this color to this color. I don't want any shape outline, no. So I'll bring it up here. to be a little bit up. Okay, so this is perfect. And I'm going to insert another text box. I want this to be revenue. I want this to be bold. I want it to be 16. So you adjust this to suit to fit the way you want it. I'm going to reduce this. Control A. So I just noticed that my font did not change. So I'm going to change this, moving it to 14. Exactly. I want it to be bold. A. Now let's do the same for the rest. It's time to add in our icons. To get our icons, let's head over to our browser and search for flaticons.com. You can just write flat icon and you have that. Click on this, search for your icon. Let's say I want money, and you're to log in. And if you do not have an account, kindly sign in. Now, let's say I want this, I want this, I want to download this. Please click on PNG, except you're using a paid plan. So I'm going to click on free downloads and see, gets downloaded. Now you can access this from your system, your local machine. I'm going to head over to PowerPoint and I'm going to insert one icon while you do the rest yourself. So I'm moving over to insert pictures, this device, and let's see, payment, insert, payment. I want this to be, I'm going to shape format. I want this to be 0.77 and I'll be moving this to profits and I want it to be in the middle. So kindly do the same for yours. So we're almost done with our wireframe. Let us insert the footer. For footer, we have LinkedIn, X, and an image. Okay, now for this, just click on this instead. Border, no outline. Can't even find the shadow anymore. But okay, now let's resize. I want this to be 0.9. Anyway, this is 0.9 and I'm going to make the width 0.98. Okay, so we have a little bit of a problem here. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to readjust. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to readjust the cards a bit because I want my footer to be quite visible. But still, give me a minute. Okay, let me see, let me see, let me see. Okay, I don't have to adjust it. I'll just work with this. Zero 0.7. Let's see what 0.7 is going to look like. Yeah. Let's try 0.6. Okay, I think 0.6 is perfect. I'm going to make this 0.62. So you can add whichever platforms you want to add. That is absolutely up to you. And for this, I'm just going to use copy. I'm just going to use this copy, paste. Now we have this exactly what we had previously. So let us save this. So we are going to save this as an SVG. We're going to save this as an SVG. So I'm going to go over to File and I'm going to go over to Save and Miriam's work. I'll click on, let me call it U1. Change the Save As type to Scalable Vector Graphics format. I just want this one. So it's been exported. Now we'll be working with our Excel. Let's open our Excel sheets. And for our Excel sheets, we have this. We have 5 variables: month, product, name. So for our products, you can see that we have 2 products, right? We have revenue for the 2 products, expenses and profit for the both products, right? And now let's make a pivot table. Okay, we want monthly revenue. We want month and then we want revenue. This is sum. We want monthly revenue per product. Okay, so now we have this. You know what? Let's make it better. Let's take product to column. And yes, this is so much better. I'm going to copy this. You can totally use a different sheet for this. That is up to you. I'm going to copy this, paste here. And for this one, I want profit trends. So I'm going to change this sum of revenue to profits. Now I'm going to move down here and paste this also. And I'm going to change this to expenses. Okay, sorry, I made a huge mistake. Did I? Okay, yeah. Sum of profits is here, and here we're going to move these to, we want expenses. Okay, now I'm going to paste again. I want, hmm, okay, we'll see the previous chart. So now, for the first one, let's come up with a chart. So for this, I want a line chart. Okay, on the line chart, I'm going to right click here, hide all field buttons. I want chart title, and I want it to be monthly revenue trend for 2024. And okay, I don't want axis. I don't want grid lines. Okay, I do want axis. I don't want this. I'm going to take it off. And now let's adjust this. Okay, so for this, I do not want any fill. No fill. So now for Zen t-shirt, let's make this teal. And we need to check smoothened line. For this, we're using this color code. This color code, right? It's not in this. Now looking at our charts. On our chart, we have marker, and I'm going to go to marker option. I'll use I think I'm just going to put this asterisk, and I'm going to reduce the size so you can see. So I'm going to do the same for here. For this, I'm going to make this bold 16, black. We've done this. Now let's do the same for the rest. So for this, I'm just going to adjust this to black. We are going to make this black and we need to make this transparent. So we are good to go. Now, okay, for this, we need to insert a pie chart. So, hmm, so this is not what I want. I actually just want, let me adjust this. Okay, so I want product. Yes, exactly how I want it. So I'm going to hide all field buttons. I'm going to do revenue by category. Change this to honestly, I don't want borders around it. And let's see what else we can change here. Okay, let's play with this a bit. Let's change the color of this to border, no line, analytics, data analytics, and dashboard. Okay, so let us insert our wireframe. And if we can all remember, let us save it as. I think I saved it as U1. Yes. So this is actually our wireframe, the one we did. But I'm going to make a little adjustment. So I'm going to go back to this. I'm actually going to make a little adjustment. I want a background, right? I want a background at the back. So I'm just going to come here, draw a shape, and I need to, okay, I need this, right? No, let's adjust this. So let's adjust this to 237, 238, and 243. Okay, I don't want any shape outline. I'm good to go. So for this, I'm just going to expand and I'll move it to the back. That's the plan. I'm going to send it to the back entirely. Okay, because I don't want the white background to reflect on my Excel. So I'm going to cover everywhere. Okay. Save as Rams work. I'm going to save that YouTube 2. And I'm going to save this as scalable vector graphics format. Remember, just this once. And now let's insert it into Excel. Okay, so this is exactly what, if you look here, you can see the white itself, and I did not want that. Okay, that's why I removed it. That's why I expanded the shape I inserted. So now let's move this. Still, I'm going to change this to my background color. That's what I want. And like the color we used there is the same color we are using here. And this is the color code. So now, if you're looking at this, it feels like it just fits into our Excel. So it depends on what you want to do, whatever you deem fits. So for this, I'm going to give it a height of 30.17 and a width of 47, rather 54.03. Okay, so I'm going to reduce this. And here we go. Here we are. Now what we are going to do is to start inserting our charts and graphs. So Ctrl X, Ctrl V. Okay, fixed. Now we have this. Ctrl V. Looking at this, I don't want any borderline. No borderline. These two. No line. No borderline. Okay. So now let us move on with the last one. Okay. So for this, I want it to be the same color with the background. So I'll be using the hex code F3. Yes. All the legends to be at all the legend to be at the top. More space, more room. Easier access. Now you have to adjust and adjust and adjust until it suits your preference. Okay, so now let's fill up our figures. So please make sure you properly arrange your and name your cells. It's very, very important. But I'll be skipping that for this tutorial. I'm going to do equal to and in this, and I want this formatted in, I think I'll just format everything. So I want everything here to be number and no decimal place. Let's see, I want it to be in dollars. More formats. Now let's look for the dollar sign. Let's use this. Okay. And yeah, we're good to go. So this is our total for our grand total for both Ashobi shirts and Zayn t-shirts. Okay. And if you're looking at this cell, this is C22. C22. I'm going to come here. I'll insert text box. And in this, I'm going to go over to our formula bar equal to, come here, click on this, and it has highlighted it and it has given me that particular figure. So I have analytics with an exclamation mark C22, which is the cell referencing, and I'm going to adjust this. I'm going to make this bold 28. I want it to be black. I do not want any fill. Now let's drag. If you look through this, you'd see that there is an outline again, and we do not want that. So I'm going to remove that. Now we are good. Let's adjust this a bit. And we're good. So we're going to do the same for expense, profit, and expense and profit. So moving forward, we'll be adding our tiny graphs. Okay. We're almost done. We'll be adding these tiny graphs. Now let's head into that. For our tiny graphs, I'm going to head over here, and we actually need a line chart for this. I'm going to copy this, go out to analytics, paste it. I'll click on the lines and I remove marker because I do not want marker to be on I don't want marker to be on my I don't want marker to be on the charts in any way. So I'll do the same thing for this line. I'm going to reduce this. I don't want axis, I don't want chart title, I don't want legend, I don't want any of that. Looking at this, it's basically the same thing we did for PowerPoint. Insert icon. So this is an icon, this is an icon, this is an icon, and this also is an icon. So like if you have a company logo, you can just put it there. So for me, this house icon, I'm using it as a logo. So what I'll be doing is I'm going to link this. Okay, so I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to click on link. Remember, I want to link this to data. So I'll be clicking on page in this document. I'm clicking on data. Okay. So for every time I click on this icon, it takes me to this sheet. Now let's do the same for let's link this. You can do that on your own. We have one more thing remaining, which is our slicer. Okay, for our slicer, I'm going to click on insert and we have our slicers. So for slicers, we just want product. Okay, we don't want months because we have months here. Revenue, expense, and profit. Every information we need is here. So we just need this to be able to filter through. For our slicer, we're going to click on report connection and we want it to be connected to all the pivot tables, right? So for every time we click on this, filters, we click on Zane t-shirts, the same thing, we get data for that only. So this is what working with our slicers are like. I want this to be 2 column and I'm going to delete this. I have this created already, but I'm going to delete this so we can create this from scratch. So I'm going to click here, new slicer style, and I'm going to click on whole slicer. So I want everywhere to be gray. a light shade of gray, the shade we used for our wireframe background. So looking at our slicer, color has been adjusted. Now let's move forward to adjusting the rest. Okay, so I want my selected item with data to be teal. All right. So let's go to more colors and impute the color code. Let's check this out. So let me select. Okay. So now let's make the next adjustment. I'm going to go back to whole slicer and I want everything on the slicer to be size 11. I want it to be bold and I'm going to click on OK. This has been affected. Now you can see we have this. So I'm going to modify, and for items with no data, I'm just going to leave it like that because all items have data, right? So for one selected item with data, I want it to have a different color. So I want the color for our other line chart. So this is the color code. So let's look through this. So Zen t-shirt is highlighted, and for this particular product that is not highlighted, you can see that it's giving the color we actually set it for, aqua. So I actually do not want. So let's adjust this. But the thing is, for our whole slicer, I do not want any border line. So I'm going to go over here, whole slicer format, border, none. For this dashboard I created, we have today's dates. Now let's add it into ours. Please make sure your analytical sheet is arranged properly. Today, we're going to add a text box. Go over to here for go over to our formula bar to reference the cell. Now all we have to do is to format this. And I forgot. Okay, this has been. We have to report connection. Make sure that our slicer is connected to all chats. Here we can uncheck this. We don't want the header. And now we have this. We are done. So please make sure you recreate this. And if you do recreate this, kindly tag my social media and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much for your time. I really do appreciate it. Bye.